All right, what's up, guys? So, we got covered up this week of football. Little recap. So, we're gonna start. I actually made myself a list so I don't get out of order with things. So, I'm gonna talk about a couple different games, a couple of different things that are on my mind with the NFL, and see what's going on. A couple of it will have news in it as well. So, we're gonna start things off with the Vikings Rams Thursday night recap. Oh man, I thought the Vikings were going to go into that game and beat the tar out of the Rams. Little did everybody know, Sean McVay, he neglected to say, hey, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are returning this week. Boy, does that change that whole team. Wow, that offense looked great. Matt Stafford, he's been missing them kind of weapons all year. Their running back was actually able to have room. There wasn't 8 in the box anymore. That was a personnel thing that Sean McVay just kept that quiet. You know that defense is they're getting ready to stop that run, so they're going to rely on Stafford to throw to them not so good receivers. And Sean McVay caught Kevin O'Connell sleeping, man. And then the Vikings were supposed to have T.J. Hawkinson and held him out. He'll return next week, so big offensive weapon loss there. Controversial ending with the face mask that could have changed the entire game. Both offenses could go. Justin Jefferson was lighting it up, over 100 yards, touchdown. Aaron Jones was doing great. The whole team was doing great. Both offenses were doing phenomenal. Now both defenses looked like they couldn't stop absolute nothing. So it was very good. Very controversial ending with the face mask. Even the end knew, or linebacker knew that he grabbed Sam Darnold's face mask. And honestly, that was a blown call by the NFL, which has been covered by a couple other ESPN sources. Yes, there should be a third party that allows you to review plays like that when it's obvious, but that's going to lead to a whole bunch of other stuff. So you know what? It happened. Vikings fans move on. I am one. Hey, shit happens. Moving on. That was an interesting game. Like I said, the Rams look really good, and they look like they're back. The offense looks good. Nakua and Kupp look like they're ready. Now that's going to open up their running game. Can their defense hold up against these high-powered offenses, though? If it wasn't for that penalty, I think the Vikings take that game, if not tie it up. I don't know, because Aaron Jones and them were looking amazing on the offensive side. Sam Darnold didn't play too well. He looked a little rattled there for a little bit, and that's what you're going to get with Sam Darnold. You're going to get the highs, you will get the lows, but you have to understand he's going to come right back up. Kevin O'Connell is really good, but Detroit exposed them on how to beat them. The Rams did the exact same thing. So with the Lions showing everybody, it's going to see how Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores can adjust to get the Vikings back on track. That was 2 losses in a row. Interesting matchups today that we want to talk about. We talk about the Bengals Eagles game. Now the Bengals Eagle game is really weird for me. The Bengals have been this inconsistent team who, when they play well, they play way up here with the up echelon of offenses. And again, I think Chase Brown is their best option in the back, but he's not getting the ball a lot. He's still splitting carries with Moss or whatever his name is in the back. And I don't think that's right. I don't think they should do that. They should be getting their tight end back this week, which that should be very explosive for them. He's been doing really good. And Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are still been doing great. When T. Higgins came back, it brought a different dynamic to the offense. The defense is still solid. There's something with the Bengals though. They're like I think the Bengals are going to be special this year, but the problem is they're not going to play their best ball yet. And them not playing their best ball yet, I think, is going to be great for when we do reach to November, December area code. I think that team is going to come along. I still have questions about the running game if they don't keep Chase Brown as the main guy. If they keep splitting carries, I think they're in trouble because I think Chase Brown is the better back there. But today and the Eagles, they're the roller coaster of all roller coasters. You're talking about an elite team that plays amazing or they play bottom tier. There's no in between. I mean, they're a weird team to watch because you either got Jalen Hurts going amazing, Shaquan Barkley being amazing, AJ Brown catching everything, Javonte Smith catching everything, or you have nothing. It's really weird. Their offense is way too good to be this kind of like this. I think Jalen Hurts is amazing. AJ Brown is amazing, but I still think that they have a diva personality on that team that can't get it to the next level. And I think there needs to be more hard hitters. Like there's no Brian Dawkins there. There's no Brian Westbrook there. There's no the Eagles of old who would smash you in the mouth aren't there. I think that team is the epitome of a diva team, even though people say Kansas City is. Kansas City will punch you in the mouth. Like they can't pass the ball we'll get to them later. They can't pass the ball, but they punch you in the mouth to win games. The Eagles don't do that. And I think the Bengals will win this game. But it depends on which Eagles team shows up. Next game we're going to talk about. Obviously, I'm in Ohio, so we're going to talk about the Browns and the Ravens. The Ravens are going to win this game by at least 40 points. Well, maybe not 40, maybe 20, maybe 30. The Ravens right now are the best team in the AFC. There's no doubt. I know people say Kansas City is, but the Ravens found their identity week 3, and they have just been consistently beating the tar out of every single person. They have just decided we can throw, but we have Derrick Henry, and we have Justice Hill, and we have Lamar Jackson, and we are going to beat you into the ground consistently until you stop moving. And then when we're going to take all our starters out, then you can, do what you need to do. And the Ravens have done that to every single team. Last week was no exception. So with that being said, I think that everybody knows how this game will go. And I hope Jameis Winston, start for the Browns, kind of ignites the offense. He has no receiver to throw to as of right now. Cedric Tillman, Jerry Jeudy. I mean, Njoku's out there. You're going to have Chubb. I don't think it's enough. I think they traded away their best offensive weapon, which was Amari Cooper, even though Chubb is an amazing running back. The line's not the same. We've talked about Callahan not being there. We've talked about that. Kevin Stefanski not calling plays, though, this week. And Dorsey doing, I think, might be a big uptick. But then again, you're going to get a quarterback who's not afraid to throw the ball. 30 TDs, 30 interceptions. We'll see how that goes, but I'm still going to say the Ravens. I think the offense for the Browns looks better, though, today. Hopefully Hamilton's not hurt for the Ravens because Hamilton is a great player. I know Humphrey went out against the Bucs, and I know Hamilton did. I don't know if they're playing. I guess we'll find out. Again, I'm taking the Ravens by a landslide. Next one, Cardinals-Dolphins. The reason I got this game highlighted is because Tua makes his return. Yes, anyone who dropped him in fantasy, go pick him back up if he's still available and start him this week. Arizona Cardinals are horrible against the pass, so Tua's probably going to light them up all day. I think Miami will probably win this game. The only thing I got going on that I'm thinking about is the Cardinals, of how they've said that Marvin Harrison Jr. is not getting the targets they want, not getting the catches they want, not getting the yards they want. They need to get him more incorporated. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You guys have an elite tight end named Trey McBride, and keep feeding him the ball. Trey McBride is great. I love Trey McBride for Kyler Murray. I love James Conner for Kyler Murray. Keep the recipe going, but get the play action pass going. You guys don't have to sit and spread all the time. I think that they're so one-dimensional. I think that's their problem. So Arizona, I don't think they're going to win today. I think it's going to be more of a Dolphins come-out show for Tua. I think he's going to show everybody, hey, yeah, I was gone for a little bit. Sorry about the hair, guys. I am sweating. Just got done working out. But I think Tua's going to come back out. I think he's going to throw 3-4 touchdown passes today. Just personally, I think that's what he's going to do, and I think it's going to be a great game for him. So we'll see how Marvin Harrison does. I think he's going to have Ramsey on him, probably. So we'll see. Ramsey's not the same corner that he was, though. He's not a shutdown corner anymore. He used to be, not anymore. Next game I got circled, Falcons-Bucks. Last time they played was an absolute offensive amazing game. Baker threw some picks. Baker threw some touchdowns. Kirk threw some picks. Kirk threw some touchdowns. Kirk had like 500 yards passing, a couple touchdowns. Mooney went off. Hollins, etc. I mean, it was a great division game. This time, it's going to be different. The Falcons are going to take this game. And the reason I'm saying that, you have no Mike Evans. You have no Chris Godwin. I love you, Baker. I do, but you got to surround him with talent, and now there's less talent. I know they got some people down there, but when you lose a Chris Godwin and you lose a Mike Evans, you don't have the same offense. You have to make a different offense for that situation, and in that situation, that it's not going to be good. Um, Baker's probably going to throw some picks today, and it's probably going to be a rough day out there. They may surprise me, but I don't think they have the depth at receiver. I know they got a couple good. There's a smaller wide receiver who's really really quick out there, and then they have another guy from the Giants, a former Giant, who's down there he's really good too. But like I said, we'll have to see what they do. Their running game is coming along though, and Cade Otton might be the X factor. If they can get Cade Otton running and get all their running backs, going, maybe they can pick up the air because they do have a couple speedsters still there. So I have to see. We'll have to see, and they're going to have to be innovative with that offense. But I'm taking the Falcons by a landslide in that one, just because they're out 2 All-Pro receivers. Now, one of the more exciting games I want to talk about is the Commanders and the Bears. Now, I know on paper, the Commanders, Bears, what are they doing? One, NFC North, most competitive division in football. All them teams are winning. Packers winning, Lions winning, Vikings, even though they just lost 2 games, they're still a winning team. Packers, Bears, Lions, Vikings, they're all winning teams. They're competitive as hell. And then you got the Commanders. These 2 rookie quarterbacks were in my top 3 of rookie quarterbacks. I had, and I went on record saying this. I had J.J. McCarthy 1. I had Jalen Daniels 2. I had Caleb Williams 3. And the only reason I had it in that particular order is there's something special about Jalen Daniels. When you watch him play, even when he was at Tennessee, there's just a boom factor. There's a boom factor that makes him he's such a dynamic player. Oh man, he's exciting to watch. He looks to pass every single time he has the ball. Even them 30-yard throws, the 30-yard rushes he has, watch his eyes. He never leaves downfield. He's always looking downfield. He's so impressive to watch. He really is. He's a very young, exciting quarterback. I'm trying to fix this guy. Sorry. He's a young, exciting quarterback that I want to watch today, and I do. And Caleb Williams, he has DJ Moore, Keenan Allen back. They're both healthy. The running game's going well. He's been throwing for 300 yards per game. Honestly, I see a big game from him. I see a big game from Daniels. But I'm telling you, I think the Commanders are going to take this because when Daniels plays, even though he's got bruised ribs, when Daniels plays, that offense is just sneaky good. And Terry McLaurin's the most underrated receiver in the NFL. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he does. And the 2 running backs that the Commanders have, Austin Eckler and over my head, sorry, I don't have a script, have been playing great ball. I go off my notes, which is a bill. But anyway, so I think it's going to be a good game. I'm taking the Commanders in it, though. I think if as long as Jalen's playing, which I've heard that he is, everything I've seen said that he is. One site I said he was doubtful, but everything else said he was likely playing. So if he's playing, I'm taking the Commanders. They have a great quarterback. They got a great scheme. They got a great coach. And I think that team is a different team now. 2 more games to talk about. Let's talk about this. Chiefs and Raiders. Raiders have no shot to win this game. The Chiefs have a great opportunity to win this game. DeAndre Hopkins makes his Chiefs debut today. Andy Reid said, why wait to get him involved? He's going to have a huge game. He's going to be their number 1 receiver. I think DeAndre Hopkins has been so disrespected. When he had Deshaun Watson in Houston, there's a reason Deshaun Watson was so successful in Houston. He was throwing to DeAndre Hopkins. When he went to Arizona, and he missed 6 weeks, he still had an 1,000-yard season with Kyler Murray. Being in Tennessee, he has had Will Levis, who he can't hit the broadside of a barn most of the time and misses half the targets he gives to DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is still in the top 5 receivers in the NFL, no doubt. I think he proves it as soon as he joins some boys that actually has a quarterback and an offensive scheme. He's kind of been off the radar for the last 2 years, but this trade is going to make a significant difference in what he does. DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a big game and a big rest of the season. I think he's going to break the 60-yard mark. in this offense. The way he can just sneak into, he's not fast. He's just like a smaller version of Devontae Adams. Devontae's just a big, stout dude. DeAndre's not that guy, but I love his story. I love how he can get into the zone defense, and I think he's going to get over 60 yards in this game, possibly a touchdown. But again, the Chiefs are going to smack the Raiders in the mouth, and if they're smart, they're going to get DeAndre out there with Patrick Mahomes and work on that timing. So I see a big game from DeAndre Hopkins and a big game from Patrick Mahomes. He's going to read all these picks he's been throwing. He's going to have a good game against the Raiders. Even though Max Crosby is on the other side, let's be honest. The Raiders are absolute trash this year on offense. They got rid of Davante Adams. They have no running game what to speak of. They have no receivers what to speak of. Even though Myers and Turner are up and comers, Brock Bowers is solid, but there's no one to throw him the ball. So the Raiders are going to get landslided in this one, but it is interesting to see DeAndre Hopkins playing for the Kansas City Chiefs and an Andy Reid offense. Then the last game that I'm going to talk about today to end this video is the Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers. What do I think is going to happen in this game? I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to beat the 49ers. There's no Deebo Samuel. There's no Brandon Ayuk. They're gone. All they have is George Kittle. They have decent other receivers. George Kittle's going to be out there. No Christian McCaffrey that I know of. He hasn't been said he's going to start this week. He's still out. When he's coming back, who knows? I have no idea. Everything I've read said he's going to be out again. With that much on Brock Purdy's shoulders, as bad as the Cowboys are playing, they have to win this game. This game is a must-win for the Cowboys. If they do not win this game, their season is almost over. They have been playing like trash. They are not doing what they need to do to be successful. CeeDee Lamb is doing what he needs to do. You know, the fact that the Cowboys didn't do anything to go get a running game or did not offer a single top-tier running back a contract, inexcusable. It kind of damned their season. They can pass the ball. Their left tackle, I think he's going to be pretty good at left tackle. He's a rookie. Big boy, I think he's going to be good. But the problem being they don't have a run game. They pass. And when you're going to pass that much, you're going to throw picks and you're going to stop the clock. And both those are going to lead the other offense getting chances with the ball, and that can lead to bad football. In contrary, the 49ers have lost significant offensive weapons. They have nobody in their start lineup besides Kittle. Their backup tight end's okay. They have some okay secondary receivers that are going to go along, like Jennings. I think he may have a huge game. He may have a not so good game. We'll just have to see what happens. I do believe that Brock Purdy's going to have a rough time in this game, but this is going to be a telltale sign of who is Brock Purdy. The rest of this year, until Deebo comes back, because Deebo's got that like pneumonia thing going on. They don't know when he's coming back. Brandon Ayuk tore his ACL, so he's out for the year. What is Brock Purdy going to do? I see George Kittle having a big game if he plays. He's questionable, so we got to see if he plays. If he's out, Brock Purdy's going to have a really, really bad game, and the Cowboys are going to whoop on them. But Kittle playing, Jennings on the outside, it has potential for the 49ers to, in my eyes, upset the Cowboys without their top weapons on their team. So rounding out this week of football, we got some very interesting matchups. We got some matchups that don't make any sense at all, which, like the Browns-Ravens, it's going to be a blowout. There's some games that are just going to be a blowout. Falcons-Bucks, I don't see that being a really good game, but it was interesting to talk about the news of that game. So, like I said, there are some games to look forward to, some games to be happy about, to enjoy watching. But as far as anything else goes, it's going to be an interesting week. See what happens. Maybe there's going to be another trade. Who really knows? I have no idea. It's Sunday. It's football time. Get it?